Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm feeling another message coming through, and this message is about 2025 and what surprises are in store. And there's some surprises coming in, and the biggest message that I just kind of tuned into is just there's a lot of surprises and a change in mindset, a change in your perspective. And there's going to be different goals that you're having in this new year, where you're going to have goals that you haven't had. You're going to have a different vision for yourself and something different that you're working towards, where you may have had the same goals for like 5 years, and out of nowhere you're going to feel a change in your perspective and a change in your mindset and what it is that you're wanting for yourself. And you may have had this one goal for so long that you don't realize, like, oh wait, what are my intentions behind this goal? Like, why did I actually want to accomplish this goal? And in this new year, you're going to start allowing some of those goals that you've had, the intention is going to come to the surface for you to notice, like, okay, is this goal really for my highest good, or is it because I think this is what others want from me? Or is it because this is what I think a successful or an accomplished person is doing? And God is saying there's something better out there for you than you have imagined. You only have a limited perspective of what success looks like because you're looking outward. But God has your own unique success story, and it might not look anything like what it is that you have planned for yourself and what it is that you feel like you've been putting in all this effort towards. And that's why he's saying, let it go. Let go of what it is that you have your eyes fixed on, because it could be that your specific success and your specific thing that you're working towards is actually nothing like that. And that doesn't mean that you aren't going to be happy at the end of it. It just means there has to be some tweaks to what it is that you want for yourself. And more, this is going to be a process of you learning to explore yourself and explore, well, what are my intentions? Why do I want this? Is it really for me, or is it really to help others? Or who is it that is benefiting from this end goal that I have for myself or for my future? And yeah, just being more open to a different outcome and knowing, like, okay, we can't really choose what our destiny is. We're just aligning with it, and we don't really know. And that's why we're trying to figure it out. But that's why we have to be open, because yeah, we could be inspired by someone else and their story or how their outcome came out, but you have your own unique story and experience that you're going to be aligning with. And basically 2025 is just saying, like, the whole gist of 2025 is be surprised by the outcome, because you actually don't know what's happening here. And yeah, you can have all these goals, or you can be trying to manifest something, but at the end of the day, you have your own destiny and you don't know what lies at the end of it. You can have an idea of what lies at the end of it, but this is a process that's unfolding and a story that's being written outside of you. And that's why you kind of have to let go of, like, a really something you're holding really tight, whatever you're holding really tight, and you're like, ooh, I really need to accomplish this. Like, I need to get to this end goal. Like, you getting to what it is that you're working towards, or you getting to what God is trying to bless you with, it's not going to be something that you're doing. It's actually something that you're just receiving. You're just accepting, and it just comes to you. It's not something that you're forcing yourself to make happen. And yeah, what you're trying, you aligning with that is actually you just being yourself and having fun throughout that process. Like, when you are enjoying yourself, enjoying the process of life, you will ultimately get closer to your goals, or you're going to be given the opportunities that you're looking for. But basically, be open. Be open to something completely different, because you might say like, oh yeah, this person, like, it looks like they're having a great time doing this goal, so I want that goal too, and that's what I want to accomplish. But you don't really know, like, there's many, maybe that goal seems really cool, but when you're living it, it might not be what you actually want. So being able to step outside of yourself and outside of what social media or what movie another person is playing out, and just being able to ask yourself like, okay, that seems cool and this seems cool, but maybe there's something different out there for me that would actually be more fulfilling for me. And just because this specific thing is interesting doesn't mean that there's not something out there that's even more interesting to me and more unique and tailored to me specifically. And yeah, that's a whole experience that only you can, like, explore yourself more and actually ask yourself these tough questions of like, okay, what do I really want this for? Do I really actually want this? Or is this just something that I feel like I need to be wanting to do or wanting to accomplish? And God is saying there's more in store for you than you could imagine for yourself. And that's why he's saying, let it go. Let go of those things that you're like a really tight, fixed, like, image that you have for your future. And he's saying, let it go. Like, just let it go, because if you are so focused on one thing, you limit yourself from being able to actually imagine more for yourself. So the more you explore yourself and your intentions with wanting specific things and imagining yourself even being there, maybe you imagining that will show you like, okay, yeah, this seems cool, but what am I sacrificing, or what am I missing out on if I do have that specific goal? And then that gives you more answers or clarity on whether this is right for you or not. And yeah, there's your own story is unique to you, and you have specific goals, but how can you separate what's being projected outside of you as accepted? Like, maybe you're looking outside of yourself and there's a part of you that's like, okay, this is what is accepted in society, so this is what my next step is. And God is saying like, okay, in my world, that's none, like, you have where you need to be at. And well, he has planned where you're supposed to be, and it might not look anything like what it is that you're picturing. And just being open to a surprise outside of what it is that you can picture for yourself. Our minds are so, like, we may have really limiting beliefs that are stopping us from being able to picture more for ourselves. And God is just saying, let it go. Even let go of like the small goals you have, where you're like, oh, this is like really a really big goal for me, and God is like, okay, that's small. Like, that's small with what I have planned for you. But those limiting beliefs of whether it's society or whether it's your family, generational patterns, all of these perspectives are telling you like you can't dream bigger, you can't have these goals, like that's not realistic. You have to look into what are the facts, what's in the budget, like what can you actually accomplish. And God is saying, come on, let go of all of that and just let go of what it is that is telling you that that's not possible for you, that you can't dream bigger. And yeah, that's the surprise, is that when you let go of those limiting beliefs, that there is going to be more than you expected. That's what God is saying. Like, you're going to be getting more than you expected in 2025. And that might not, it's not always an outward thing. It's not always like, oh yeah, you're gonna get this like huge object, or you're going to get X amount of money. It's not, God doesn't always just bless through material things. It could be an internal shift. It could be like your own mental health has a really, like, you get a lot. Maybe you you saw yourself and you were like, okay, in 2024 I was so anxious, I had like terrible mindset, and like I was feeling lost, whatever it is. God is saying like, okay, you can completely have a flip of that. Maybe you thought like, oh, I had this experience, I was feeling depressed, whatever it is. God is saying like, okay, maybe, well, actually in 2025, let's flip the script. Like, what if you weren't anxious every day? What if you didn't have low self-esteem or looked at yourself and in a negative way, or spoke to yourself in a negative way? And those internal shifts are sometimes priceless. Actually, all the time they're priceless, because it shifts other things, and it shifts you in other areas where you're actually able to receive more, and you're actually prepared for where God is taking you. And yeah, that's pretty much the message, is being able to see that there's more ways that God can bless you. And sometimes it is internally. Maybe it's a change in your mindset, a change in your perspective, a change in your self-worth, or the way that you speak with yourself, or your self-compassion, or in your relationships and the people that you're connected to. And he's bringing new people, he's surprising you with people that are giving you a completely different experience. You might be so used to being surrounded by people you haven't felt safe with, or being in environments you haven't felt respected or treated well, and he's taking you out of those places and surprising you with a different experience. And yeah, that's the biggest message I'm getting when it comes to 2025. And I hope that you have a great year, and that you take this with you, and check back in at the end of 2025, and we'll see, like, write your testimony down below in the comments, and let me know like, okay, how was this accurate for you, and how did this play out? Because I know there's big surprises out there for you, and like, it's going to look unique for everyone. And this is a broad message, and I said a lot of different things because only you know what part aligns with you and what part stands out to you as you're in assisting you in your journey. But yeah, I'll see you in my next video and have a happy new year. Bye bye.